Hey, Brandon. I'm on my phone. What?
He's got a judge wig on and one of those shirts on as if he was floating across the woods. I didn't see legs walking. His arms didn't sway. And I hear this scream.
Discoveries that will haunt you forever, and encounters that will stop you from visiting the woods ever again.
Oh my God.
From beastly figures to mysterious animals and some unidentified creatures lurking in woods.
To go out for a surf when he noticed this strange creature.
Tag along for the creepiest videos that will make your heart skip a beat. In 2008, someone stumbled upon an odd living being in the woods. It had big ears and was small, almost like a tiny old man, but with alien-like features. While the person was filming, the alien started speaking in a weird language. Its voice was creepy and unsettling, like a screech, and it could make anyone feel anxious just by listening to it. It was munching on leaves, but after the strange encounter with the human, it simply walked away. Werewolf sighting. A girl heard someone's voice outside the house. She went to make sure that everything was okay. She turned on her phone's camera, and while recording, she called out, "Who's there?"
I'm really worried where she could be.
She was scared, and suddenly, out of the darkness, a werewolf approached her. She immediately stepped back. Her mind got numbed. It was covered in dense, dark-colored hair. It had half a human-like body, and the other half was like a wolf with a mouth full of redness. Overwhelmed with fear, she started to run as fast as she could. Irish Wood Entity. While walking through the quiet woods of Ireland, a tourist felt like something was moving behind a nearby tree. Curious but calm, he turned his camera towards the area. To his surprise, he noticed a dark, shadowy figure peeking out from behind the tree. The odd entity seemed to stand about 6 feet tall, but had no clear features or details. The tourist stayed still for a few moments, carefully watching the figure. However, the mysterious form quietly disappeared after a short while, leaving the tourist bewildered and unsure of what he had just seen. Haunting presence. Have you ever seen something in the woods that made you stop in your tracks? That's exactly what happened to a woodcutter who came across an unusual figure standing on a rock. Without hesitation, he pulled out his phone to record. The figure had large feet, covered in hair like a monkey, and shoulder-length black hair. As he zoomed in, he noticed its face was oddly similar to a goat. The being's long arms reached out while its head moved up and down in a strange rhythm. Feeling uneasy, the woodcutter decided it was best to leave the woods. Creepy man.
How you doing?
Want to hear about a terrifying incident that'll leave you on edge? A group of friends was driving down a quiet road when they noticed an abnormal man standing in the woods. Out of curiosity, they stopped to see what he would do next.
Just some cruisers, man.
To their shock, the man began acting very oddly, moving in strange ways, and even crawling on all fours like an animal. One of the friends quickly started filming the bizarre behavior. Feeling frightened, they rushed back into the car and sped away in panic and never returned to the site again. Night Digger. 2 tourists were wandering through the forest at night, lost and trying to find their way back to their cottage. Suddenly, they noticed someone sitting on a rock and digging in the ground desperately. They immediately grew suspicious, wondering what was happening there at this time of night. When they shined their flashlight on it, they realized it was a scary skinwalker, and it scared them badly. This sight was so unsettling that they quickly turned around and ran away without looking back. Humanoid flying insect. A man in the US was inspecting herbs when he spotted what he initially thought was just an insect resting on a tree. But when he looked closer, he realized it was something truly unusual. It had wings and resembled a fairy from stories, with long legs, no facial features, and black skin. It seemed like a mix between a fairy and an insect. Amazed by what he saw, he quickly recorded a video, knowing people might not believe him. At first, it appeared small and still, but soon, the tiny figure took off and flew into the air, leaving him speechless and amazed.
Oh my god!
What are your thoughts on this mysterious fairy-like insect? Mysterious encounter. Camping is always fun, but only until you see something that doesn't belong to our world. A group of friends went camping in the woods and were enjoying everything peacefully, but suddenly they felt some strange movement. When they checked a little, there was something behind the tree that shocked them. An alien was hiding behind the tree, watching them, and it looked completely harmless. Surprisingly, when they went closer to it, the alien disappeared. Now, where it came from, or where it went, was never figured out. Shadow Stalker. What you're about to see will haunt your dreams. A woman and her granddaughter were returning home when they took a wrong turn. Suddenly, in the middle of the way, the granddaughter noticed something lurking behind a tree, looking toward them with a most unusual gaze.
What is it? What'd you see?
What is that?
She quickly stopped the car to make sure what they were seeing, as it seemed unreal.
It's behind that tree right there.
They witnessed a beast that appeared to be a ghost. It had no visible body, only its shadow.
What is that?
Horrified by its presence, they immediately drove back home with minds stunned by this encounter. Lizard Man attack. On a quiet day at Southern Palmetto Farm, a girl was walking along a lonely path when something unusual happened. She noticed an eerie figure racing towards her. In a panic, she began running, and her family, who was filming, shouted in alarm, making the moment even more intense. As she desperately tried to climb over a fence to escape, a lizard-like man suddenly grabbed her. Just before the camera cut off, the creature vanished away, leaving the frightened girl alone on the path, shaken but unharmed. Demonic encounter. A man was coming back from work late at night and took a shortcut through the woods to get home quickly. Everything was fine. Then suddenly, something unexpected happened. In the middle of the road, a man was lying, and next to him was a scary giant that wouldn't let him go. The dark giant had long arms and long legs, like a spider. Seeing all this, the man got extremely frightened, and even though he wanted to help, he couldn't, and quickly left the area. No one ever figured out exactly what was happening there, but it was surely something demonic. Goatman. If anyone thinks that Goatman is just a fictional character, then have a look here. A man was camping in the woods when suddenly he felt some strange movement around him. When he went deeper in the woods, he saw the scary Goatman moving in a creepy way. This was the moment he realized he made a huge mistake by camping here. The Goatman instantly jumped toward him, but luckily he escaped safely and never returned there again. Beach Crypted.
But a mate of mine called me up, actually contacted me on Facebook. Very strange looking creature on the beach at Wombrel.
While the man was wandering near an Australian beach, he spotted this extremely bizarre carcass. Lying lifeless on a tree, the carcass resembled no other animal. Its furless skin, strange claws, and the weirdly long tail made the man examine it closely. However, the only guess he could make was of a possum. But again, it was just a guess, and the creature remained there, unidentified. If you have any opinions, do let me know in the comments below. Scary Bigfoot encounter. Back in 2011, in a small town in Mexico, a man heard some strange noises in the woods. Out of curiosity, he went to check what was making those sounds. He searched the woods for a long time, but couldn't find anything. Then suddenly, he noticed some movement in the bushes, and when he got closer to see, he was shocked.
Who's that?
Right in front of him was a scary Bigfoot, which looked at him and then walked away. The man was lucky to get back safely. Otherwise, we all know what that giant could have done to him. Alien creature.
It was a strange call that we had tonight. An elderly couple.
A cop reported that a pale monster was found on a beach, and the beachgoer managed to film a video of it. It had tentacle-like arms, resembling an octopus. People on the internet said that it was a paranormal being, but the boy who recorded the video believed that it might be a monster that did not exist in our world and was from outer space. What do you guys think of this strange creature? Let me know. Wolf Beast. A man was walking through the woods when he suddenly came across a massive beast. It looked angry and was moving forward while pushing the bushes back, as if it was searching for something to eat. It seemed to weigh between 800 and 1,000 pounds. The creature was big, had sharp teeth, and a long face that looked like a wolf. He couldn't stop thinking that he might have caught a real werewolf on camera. This sight was both breathtaking and terrifying, leaving him stunned. What do you think about this? Woods Encounter. A man was exploring the forest late at night when his flashlight picked up something really strange. At first, he heard a deep, frightening growling sound. Curious, he flashed the light around and spotted eerie, shiny green eyes in the darkness, which scared him. As he got closer, he saw something he probably wasn't meant to see. It looked like a bizarre mix between a dog and a man. A black, human-like body with a dog's mouth. What do you think? Was it a dogman or a werewolf? Crypted running away. A group of bikers was riding when, out of nowhere, a horrible cryptid appeared in front of one of them, causing them to crash. Two of them claimed that they saw a terrifying being with very gruesome features. As they gathered their strength to help their friend, the monstrous being rushed into the bushy ground. They even went into the bushy crops, but it was nowhere to be found. This made them even more terrified of what might have struck them. Mysterious critter. In the Appalachian Mountains, a tourist while sightseeing encountered something truly strange. He saw a frightening critter in the forest with a white alien-like head and dark, shiny eyes. It seemed like its eyes were sucked into his skull, creating a spine-chilling sight. It was quite small in height, with a bird-like appearance, and was peeking silently from behind a pollard tree. It appeared like it was scared. The man filming didn't seem too scared, but was shocked to see such a thing. Yet, the question remains, what was that strange entity? Forest Stalker. One night in Oklahoma, a man was camping when he heard unusual noises outside his tent. Curious, he grabbed his night vision camera
There's something over here.
And a dim flashlight to investigate. As he reached the source of the sound, he noticed a strong, unpleasant smell, but decided to stay and film. What he saw was deeply unsettling. He realized he wasn't alone. Something was watching him from behind a tree. His camera captured what appeared to be a face with two dark, eerie eyes. Was it Bigfoot or something else entirely? The mystery remained unsolved. UFO Landing. On July 26, 2016, a tourist visited the Hoya Baciu Forest, known as the most haunted forest in the world, and filmed something extraordinary in broad daylight. He captured a large, mysterious circle on the ground, with dark patches where trees refused to grow. It looked as though something massive had fallen there, leaving marks on the earth. Not just one mark. There were many, as if a UFO had landed. The man was both amazed and stunned to see this phenomenon in real life. Some believe this spot is a well-known UFO landing site. What do you think about the eerie Hoya Baciu forest and its chilling mysteries? Staircase in the forest. A boy was on a trip with friends, and guess what he found most mysterious? As they were walking through the woods, they stumbled upon something truly creepy. Random stairs in the middle of the forest. It shocked them all, leaving them in disbelief as the question struck, How did this staircase get there? No one knows, and no one could even begin to believe it. The boy made a video of these creepy stairs, and now the video serves as proof for all of us. But still, the question remains, how did this staircase get there? Missing posters. One afternoon, a boy went for a hike. As he wandered deeper into the woods, something unusual caught his attention. The tall trees seemed normal at first, but as he walked further into the woods, he noticed missing person posters everywhere. Each poster told haunting stories of people who had vanished, all from New York City. Seeing all this, he got really scared, because who knows, the person who made all these people go missing might be somewhere nearby in the woods. So he thought it was better to run away from there, which I would say was the right choice. Haunted tracks. A station guard witnessed something strange at the railway station while he was waiting for the train. He first thought it was a train coming, but after a few minutes, he saw something horrific, and he grew increasingly suspicious. A ball of eerie light was coming towards the track. He had never seen something so frightening, sending chills down his spine. As he stood there stunned and terrified, he saw it was coming towards him, slowly making him shiver more with fear. He immediately ran away from the station. No one knows what happened after that. Creepy stop. One morning, a woman decided to stop at a local reserve to get gas and stumbled upon something strange that had been featured in many Facebook memes. Though she didn't go inside, she took a closer look at it through her camera.
I'm not gonna go inside of it.
It was like an abandoned space in the middle of nowhere. Things like "free hugs here" were written on the front wall of the entrance, and there was even a garbage bag inside.
There's like a garbage bag in there. A little creepy though.
Adding to the eerie, unsettling vibe. It was just a random, unsettling sight during an ordinary drive. Haunting wolf. A vlogger went alone for a camping trip deep in the jungle. He cooked a meal for himself at night, and then after eating food, he decided to sleep. In the middle of the night, he heard the growling of a wolf, which frightened him as he was alone there. He couldn't sleep all night as the growling kept getting closer. As soon as the morning light appeared, he packed his camp and immediately drove back to his home. Dogman Encounter. A group of friends were exploring the forest while admiring the beauty of nature. Suddenly, something unexpected happened in broad daylight. They were stunned as they saw a beast that had a human-like body and head resembling a dog. They stated that it was a Dogman with a long face and sharp teeth. For those of you who don't know, Dogman is a legendary creature known to feed on animals. So, was it there to feed on animals, or was it here for another reason? Comment below. Deformed Face being. It was a hot day. A boy was working in the field when suddenly he witnessed a creepy entity. He was shocked as it had no facial features. Other than that, it had quite a long body. It was trying to pounce on the boy, which frightened him. The boy ran to tell others, but when locals reached the scene, the creature had left the farm, which at least makes one thing sure, that this was indeed a cryptid that the boy caught on his camera. Demonic beast. Watch how this boy's life changed in an instant after a scary incident. A boy was riding his horse through the woods, looking to collect some wood, when he suddenly saw something peeking out from behind a tree. He started recording and noticed something that looked exactly like an alien, with a white head and black eyes. He was terrified. The camera kept rolling, but after a minute, the alien disappeared. Even so, this incident is etched in his mind like a vivid picture. Mysterious being. In 2021, a tourist was searching for a place to camp in the forest at night. Finally deciding to rest under a tree, he observed a very creepy thing lurking behind the tree in the darkness of night. He went near and stepped back immediately with fear. He saw a wild monster with a red-colored head who had very horrific facial features and a structure. Though the guy was accustomed to hearing strange noises during his camp trips, he was not expecting this mysterious being to appear right in front of him. but he got lucky as the weird creature did not attack and went away. Sneaky wild thing. A boy was on a trip with his friends looking for something to eat. Suddenly, he saw a very mysterious animal in the bushes. The wild thing immediately ran away, but the boy somehow managed to capture a video. It had eyes filled with terror and a tiny round face. The color of its body was black. It seemed like he didn't have a mouth, which was horrific being that he had never seen something like this before. Though it doesn't seem like an animal, maybe this entity was a ghost, or something else. However, similar incidents were also reported. So, what do you think about this? Hairless ape. A young boy was peacefully riding his bicycle when something startling happened. A bizarre, skinless figure resembling a monkey suddenly dropped onto him. It gave the boy such a fright that he immediately stopped and turned around to see what had fallen. But to his shock, the odd figure had vanished as if it had never been there. Feeling uneasy and filled with fear, the boy quickly turned his bicycle around and pedaled away as fast as he could. Tree creature. In the US, a man found a bizarre being sitting quietly on the branch of a tree. It looked just like a monkey, as it had a similar appearance. But since monkeys aren't native to the US, that didn't seem right. It had a body that was completely covered in hair. Some people said it was Bigfoot, while some other people weren't too surprised, claiming they'd seen this mysterious beast in the area before. The unusual sight spread curiosity among locals.
That could have been worse than if they for parking.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. Giant werewolf. One night, a man was reviewing his camera footage when he noticed someone trying to jump into his backyard. He zoomed in and was shocked by what he saw. There was a bizarre living being on the wall with a massive head, about 2 feet wide. It appeared to be lurking on the wall, but after a few seconds, it jumped away, leaving the man confused. The footage left the man puzzled and scared about what might have been trying to break into his house. He was confused and terrified about this unknown beast and what it was. Was it a human? Or was it a wolf? He wasn't sure. Creature filmed. This incident will give you chills just hearing about it. In Telemaco Borba, Brazil, a man was coming home from work on a winter night when he came across a terrifying creature crawling on the road. He was stunned and couldn't believe it was a werewolf. He wasn't the only one who spotted the legendary creature. A dog was also barking at the bizarre being. The sight was intensely terrifying, as it looked like a mix of a man and a wolf and was even growling. The person who filmed this said he was frozen with fear after witnessing the scene. He wanted to run, but couldn't move. Giant Sasquatch. In May 2024, a truck driver headed to the Sunchild First Nation Reservation in the Rocky Mountains to pick up some equipment. He parked his truck and stepped out, only to spot a massive entity standing nearby. A huge beast about 13 feet tall. He rushed back to his truck and sped away from the site. Once he reached home, he reviewed the footage from his truck's dash camera. To his shock, the giant figure had been there the whole time, standing silently in the background, but he hadn't noticed it until he got out of the truck. The eerie realization left him terrified. Wolfman Tail.
What is this strange figure that people are trying to figure out?
What about Wolfman? Yeah, this is really, you guys, sometimes this job is just too much.
While reviewing security footage in Amarillo Zoo, something truly chilling was discovered. The cameras captured a wolf-like figure outside the zoo, a strange figure with a human body and half-wolf-like appearance. Its long, wolfish face gazed over the fence as it attempted to jump the wall, seemingly on the hunt. The zoo immediately increased security to ensure everyone's safety, launching a search to find this unsettling figure and to protect their community from further incidents. Sacrificial Altar. In 2018, a man discovered an ancient stone tablet and found twisted, long roots of a tree that had completely grown around it. It took researchers several years of effort to carefully remove the stone because they noticed something strange about it and wanted to study it in detail. As they came to know, hundreds of people have lost their lives mysteriously because of this tablet. No doubt it was a special discovery, but a sad reminder about sacrifices that had been made. Face carvings. An artist came across a human-shaped figure carved into stones deep in the jungle, leaving him with endless questions about their existence. As he explored further to uncover their origin, he asked the locals who shared numerous tales. Some said that druids had left these carvings to protect sacred places, while some believed that monks carefully crafted them. Each story only intensified the mystery, leaving the artist more captivated than ever. What secrets did these mysterious appearances hold, and what purpose had they once served? Bizarre animal. A family was on the trip, enjoying peacefully, but then suddenly they saw a tree shaking wildly. As they stared, a strange figure appeared behind it. Their hearts pounded with fear as they realized it had a large, bear-like shape and dark skin. The moment it noticed them, it hurried towards the dense tree line. Terrified, they ran away without glancing back, their minds stuck on one haunting question. What had they just seen in the shadows? Octopus in the woods? Unbelievable discovery of forest. As an old man wandered through the deep woods, a chilling sight made him stop. Resting on a tall tree was an 8-armed entity, its limbs eerily wrapped around the tree. He was shocked to see an octopus, impossibly far from the ocean, clinging to a tree. So he instantly pulled out his camera and began recording the strange moment. And as soon as it got uploaded on the internet, it sparked the interest of the online community. Some believed it was an ominous entity that the guy just recorded. The others called it a sign of the end of times. So which side are you on? Let me know in the comment below. Scary encounter. A group of students went to the woods to make a horror short movie. Their shoot was going well, but when they were finishing and leaving, one of them saw something that made them cancel the entire shoot. He saw a dark, human-like scary figure behind the trees that had something weird like horns on its head, and it was watching him. He got really scared when he saw this creature, and trembling, recorded a video on his camera so he could show it to his fellow students.
I've been over there 1,000 times. Squid.
After all, that their shoot was canceled, which I would say was the right decision. Alien spotted. A Secret Forces officer encountered the most bizarre incident of his life. That's not me saying it, but the officer who spotted a 10-feet-tall alien lurking in the woods. It looked like the officer was on a helicopter as the video had quiet noise in it. Although he tried to capture the rare intruder, unfortunately, this footage became the first and the last evidence of that alien, and he was never seen again. Where did it go? It is something researchers are still trying to figure out. Mysterious squid. A group of experts went to explore the woods, hoping to find something unusual. When they finally succeeded, after a long time of exploring, as they were heading back, they suddenly noticed a strange tree. When they got closer to it, they were shocked because there was a strange black squid-like creature on the tree. Half of its body was inside the tree, which is why its face was not visible. They all surprisingly observed it closely and became confused about how something like this could be there. Who knows? Venom might have taken control of it. Crypted. In the Amazonian region, someone found a very weird, unusual living being that was lying upside down. It had a tiny body with small feet and claws, and had a structure similar to a lizard. The boy who found it claimed it was a juvenile skinwalker, but the people on the internet didn't believe him as they thought it might be the body of some animal who passed away a long time ago and was left there, even if it was an animal. Which one was it? Because honestly, I have never seen one so creepy. The subscriber's pick. Now, what I'm going to show you might make you think it looks like a character from a sci-fi movie. A man was walking by the river when he suddenly noticed something strange by the riverbank. When he got closer to take a look, he was stunned because it was a creepy creature that he had seen in photos on social media some time ago. People had different opinions about it. Some thought it was the result of a scientist's experiment, while others believed it was a scary creature. It had mostly been seen in the woods before and looked a bit different in reality. The man went closer to observe it and then left, but surprisingly, the creature never appeared again.